I'm about to watch the Democratic debate. It's it's hilarious to call it even a debate because not all the presidential candidates are up there, and moreover, the candidate which was brought in or bought in by DNC, Mike Bloomberg, is up here. So I watched some of the clips here and there, and it's very interesting how a lot of candidates were attacking Bloomberg, and rightfully, because he is a terrible candidate for president. He has genuine issues with his past altogether, and it's refreshing to see everyone target him for his issue because in the past I've noticed a lot of candidates digress and talk about random stuff instead of focusing on the policies and issues the other candidates stood for. So that being said, let's take a look at the initial remarks at least.
Senator Sanders, a self-described Democratic socialist, has surged into the lead nationally in the Democratic race. And there's a new person on the stage tonight, Mayor Michael Bloomberg, a former Republican who spent millions of his own dollars to run in this race. What hasn't changed, a majority of Democratic voters still say their top priority is beating President Trump. Senator Sanders, the first question to you, Mayor Bloomberg.
First of all, if that's the top priority of majority of Democrats voter, I would have to tell all of you guys it's a wrong target to have, personally speaking. And I think that's the kind of thing which brings Trump back, because the focus is not on who has the best policies to implement. Instead, the focus is to beat Donald Trump. Trust me, it's gonna be more difficult if the majority of the voters are out there just to beat Donald Trump. Last time, Democrats ran on that message and failed miserably, and I feel that the candidate which excite the base and people to actually come out and vote, that would be a winning candidate rather than a candidate who will beat Donald Trump.
Is pitching himself as a centrist who says he's best positioned to win in November. Why is your revolution a better bet?
In order to beat Donald Trump, we're going to need the largest voter turnout in the history of the United States. Mr. Bloomberg had policies in New York City of stop and frisk, which went after African American and Latino people in an outrageous way. That is not a way you're going to grow voter turnout. What our movement is about is bringing working class people together, black and white and Latino, Native American, Asian American, around an agenda that works for all of us and not just the billionaire class. And that agenda says that maybe, just maybe, we should join the rest of the industrialized world, guarantee health care to all people as a human right, raise that minimum wage to a living wage of $15 an hour, and have the guts to take on the fossil fuel industry, because their short-term profits are not more important than the future of this planet and the need to combat climate change. Those are some of the reasons we have the strongest campaign to defeat Donald Trump.
On par, and this is exactly what I was saying. It's not about beating Donald Trump, it's about the issues. People care more about issues than who gonna be in the White House. And that's where Bernie's mantra is also resonating with a lot of other people, because his mantra is not me, us, which means bringing people together and focusing on the issues rather than beating Trump, which is a wrong message. I mean, to be honest, yeah, you need to beat Trump in order to regain the government and then implement those issues. But the issues are the one which power and excite and energize people. And if you bring in any candidate who doesn't really work for the people or have a questionable history, they will not excite people. And like 2016, Trump will win again.
Mayor Bloomberg, can Senator Sanders beat President Trump, and how do you want to respond to what else he said?
I don't think there's any chance of the senator beating President Trump. You don't start out by saying, I've got 160 million people. I'm going to take away the insurance plan that they love. That's just not a ways that you go and start building the coalition that the Sanders camp thinks that they can do. I don't think there's any chance whatsoever. And if he goes and is the candidate, we will have Donald Trump for another 4 years, and we can't stand that.
That's a moronic statement. I mean, compared to Bernie, his statement is so weak. And also, his statement that there are 160 people who love their insurance. No, people don't love their insurance. People love their doctors, their physicians who take care of them. They don't care who the insurance provider is. If you get to keep the same doctors and same hospital, and if you got to switch to a cheaper plan, people will take that in a second. So people don't love their insurance. People love their doctors, the options which the insurance provides. So that being said, assuming that's what Bloomberg meant, that being said, Medicare for All, if you would have read it, covers everything, almost every basic need healthcare, including dental and vision, which you have to pay extra if you want to buy the insurance. So this is a misleading statement to begin with.